Hey friends, it's Robin. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a little bit of a chatty video. I got this idea from Stef from Novelty Corner. I will have her linked down below, but she just did a video where she talked about the series that she wants to finish in 2023. And so I have a list of series that I am hoping to finish this year. If you have been following me, you know that I have fallen back in love with binging series. And because of that, I have a whole bunch, a whole bunch of open series. And I try to keep this list realistic somewhat. I'm not going to finish them all. Like that's just not, it's not going to be possible. There is a select group of them. I have 7 here that I really, really want to finish this year. So we're just going to get right into it. The first one is the Eden Saxon verse. I've been binging the absolute hell out of these two authors' works. If you aren't aware, Eden Finley and Saxon James, all of their books take place in the same world. So starting with the Fake Boyfriend series, all the way through whatever their current one is, the Puck Boy series, all of them take place in the same world. So I started back at Fake Boyfriend, but I had never continued on with the series. I have since finished this entire series, the entire CU hockey series. I am the majority of the way through the pop star one, which I can't remember what it's called. And then I just have the Puck Boys series, and then I think Saxon James has a couple as well. There's that FU college one that I need to read, and then I do want to go back to Saxon James and start at the top of hers, which I think her independent series aren't tied to this world. So she has the Friends with Benefits. Is that what it's called? The Friends with Benefits series. I have read the entire college one, the Frat Wars one. I've read that entire series already, so I don't think I'm going to reread that one because I did just read it, but we'll see. Who knows? So I'm going to start back at hers and work my way through. I did make some templates. I'm going to pop them up right here of these two authors and all of the books that they have released. I am missing a couple of them because I didn't realize that they were tied to these books. So I want to finish both of these authors' backlists. Is this a series? Not entirely. This is more of a universe, but I want to finish it this year, which sounds very optimistic, but considering that I've read almost 3 entire series in the last 3 weeks, I'm pretty optimistic that I will actually finish this entire universe. It's been a roller coaster of a ride. I don't know what my obsession is with this universe, but I am completely and utterly obsessed. I love how these authors do not abandon a single character. They all get their romances, which I absolutely love. But I might need to do a guide to Eden Finley and Saxon James after this because the universe is huge and I definitely messed up a couple of times along the way on where things happen in the series. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in if you are an Eden Finley Saxon James reader, if you want a guide to what order to read them in so that you get all of the backstory when you get to the new character. Next up is the Spires series by Alexis Hall. It is getting reprints, so Glitterland just got a new cover and everything like that, and I finally read Glitterland, and then I read book 2, which is Waiting for the Flood, and I am planning to read book 3, which is For Real, this month. And then I think there's only 1 or 2, maybe 1 book left after that, which is Pansies. And I think that's it. So I would like to finish up the series since I know I'm reading book 3 this month. It gives me lots of time. I can't, like I said, I can't remember if this is 4 or 5 books long, but I would really like to finish out the series. I love Alexis Hall. The series is really, really good. I loved Waiting for the Flood. It's just a little novella, and I've heard For Real is a lot of people's favorite. I believe these are all romances, and I'm really excited to continue on with this because I've really loved all of the characters so far. Then we have the Monstrous series by Lily Mayne, which is a series that I had started quite a while ago. It must have been either last year or the year before that I read Soul Eater, and for whatever reason I just kept putting off book 2. I think for some reason I had it in my head that Eden was a really long book. It's not. They're all 300 pages, so I don't know where I came up with that information, but since I have continued on, I'm completely obsessed with this world. It is a post-apocalyptic monster series where each of the books is following a human main character and a monster main character, and they have a romance. And all of the stories are somewhat connected, so I would say that this is a series to read in order. And I am up to book 6, something somewhere around there. I am up to Seraph. I do believe that this is an ongoing series. I don't know how many books it's going to be, but I will read it for as long as Lily Mayne writes it. I've been reading about one a month, so this is totally one that I can keep up with, even if more come out this year, which I kind of hope they do. Although I think Lore just came out this year, so we'll see if any more actually come out. Another like series that I started pretty recently was the Bonlin series by Elsie Winters. I have read the prequel as well as book 1, and book 2 is released, and book 3 comes out somewhat soon. It might come out this year now that I'm thinking about it. So I don't have like a ton of books to read in the series, but I really, really want to get caught up because I want to read book 3 as soon as it's released. I completely fell in love with this series when I read Leviathan's Song. I had read Green-Eyed Monster quite a while ago and I really liked it. And again, for whatever reason, I kept putting off Leviathan's Song and I regret it so much because that was a 5-star book for me. And I really want to continue on with this. This is following a fantasy world, a pretty unique fantasy world. I believe each of the books is following these 3 guys who are roommates, and one of them is a mer, one is a vampire, and one is a grim. And I love them all so much. I definitely need to read book 2 because I've heard it's absolutely fantastic, and book 3 is the Grimm's story. And I want his romance so badly, so badly. So Magpies and Mayhem definitely happening this month. And then whenever Psycho something and something, whenever this comes out, I want to be caught up and ready so that I can read it right away and not put it off for 2 years. The next one is the Sons of the Fallen series by Jacqueline Osborne, and this is another series that I've been reading pretty consistently throughout this year, and I think I'm up to like book 4 or 5. I can't remember. I'm up to Grey, which is Sloth Story, so I have like 3 or 4 books left in this series. This is a completed series, so this is definitely one that I can finish this year. I've talked about this one a lot. It is a Fallen Half Angels series where the sons are all the embodiments of the 7 deadly sins, and they are all romances. I've really enjoyed the series so far. I love that all of these they're all pretty different tropes. Like so far we've had like the grumpy sunshine, we've had opposites attract, we've had a marriage of convenience. Like I've really liked how all of them have had like different tropes for their romances. I also like that the series doesn't have 3rd act breakups. So I'm enjoying this one a lot. And I really want to wrap this one up this year. I am curious to check out more of this author's backlist after I've completed this one because I have really, really enjoyed the series. The next one is another collection of series. It's the Fangs with Benefit series by Aveda Weiss. This is a series of series. It's kind of confusing, but this is another one that's like a world, and then there are like little duets in this world. I only have 1 book left. I have Vicious Devotion left. If I finish Vicious Devotion this year, I've read every single Aveda Weiss, like released Aveda Weiss book because I'm obsessed with them. I have read the novella that comes before this. I've read the like previous series in this. I'm gonna pop up a template that I made right here of the Aveda Weiss Things with Benefits world. But it's the 1 book that I have left by Aveda Weiss that I would like to read. So I would really like to read that one this year. It did come out this year, so I'm not like crazy behind or anything, but I do want to actually read it this year. Then when they release something new, I don't have to wait to read the previous book before I get into it. So last thing I want to finish is the Wages of Sin series by Onley James. I've been on this mission to finish Onley James's backlist, and I was like killing it for a while, and I got to Wages of Sin and like completely tatered out, and I don't know why. I think it was because I didn't love book 1 in this series, which I can't even remember what it was, but I'm on Play Dirty, and it is one of the last Onley James books that I have to read is this series, and then I think she has 1 or 2 standalones that I need to read. So I'm pretty much done with her backlist as well. So I suppose this is not just a Wages of Sin, but maybe I can finish her entire backlist. That would be pretty exciting. I am not like the type of person to ever finish authors' backlists. So the fact that I am so close to doing that with so many authors on this list makes me super proud of myself. I'm very proud of myself for this. That is kind of the game plan for the rest of the year series wise. I am sure I will start more series. There are a lot more open series that I have going on, but I don't think that it is realistic to say that I'm going to finish them, such as the Criminal Intention series. I would love to finish season 2, but I doubt it's going to happen this year just because I am reading so many other things. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't happen, who knows? But I think these 7 are like the most realistic to actually happen. And when I do TBRs, I try to make TBRs that I'll actually accomplish. I like setting the standard to something that I can actually accomplish. So we're going with these 7. Maybe at the end of the year, I will reflect back on this video and we can see if I actually finished these. That could be kind of fun, hold myself accountable to what I say I'm going to do in videos. So let me know if there is a series on here that you are extra excited for me to finish up, or if you would like any of those videos, like those guide to videos, let me know. I can definitely start building those into my content because I know there are a lot of connected series out there that it can be difficult to know, like, in what order am I supposed to read all of these things to get like the most out of each of those series. So let me know if that's something that you're interested in. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!